Someone on the flight with me, a businessman said America is trying to catch up with India and learn everything they once sort of looked down upon India as doing. But, you know, Fareed, are you saying that here is someone who doesn't care about an alliance like NATO, doesn't care about these relationships that have been struck over decades? He's ready to upend NATO. Is that the kind of, or possibly even do a deal tomorrow with China, which could have implications for India? Are you saying he's that transactional that there is absolutely nothing that makes him realize the follies of some of these decisions?
Look, the only thing that seemed to have stopped him in the first term were these guardrails of, you know, Republican foreign policy elites, congressional elites who pushed back. He seems to have always had these instincts. And if you look even further back, Rajdeep, as a businessman, he was very transactional. He was the kind of businessman who, when he saw he had leverage, he squeezed you until he could get the best deal from you, force you to, and if it forced you into bankruptcy, he didn't care. Most American businessmen I've met who have built great businesses believe that is the absolute wrong way to do business, because your business is not built on transactions, it's built on relationships. It's built on long-term relationships that provide enduring value. But that is not how Trump sees the world. And by the way, that's why he never built an enduring business. That's why his businesses went out bankrupt 6 times. That's why, you know, what he had was a kind of shell company licensing deal.
But in a sense, therefore, instead of making America great again, could he, as some columnists suggest, make China great again at the moment? The world is now looking at China with new eyes because they want to de-risk from the United States. And who knows, tomorrow, China could do what America did with Venezuela, with Taiwan. Are these real fears that what you're seeing in Trump's inconsistencies, his follies, is for countries like China in a way to perhaps only increase their sphere of influence? Should that be a concern to the world at large, that as America's power in a strange way diminishes, China's rises?
There's no question that the greatest beneficiary of the Trump foreign policy is China. Look at what happened last week, where Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, arguably America's closest ally, goes to China because he has to. He needs markets. He needs investment because Donald Trump has turned Canada into an economic enemy. And the Canadians are looking now for new markets. They have to diversify. The Canadian foreign minister put it very well. She said, for the last 30 or 40 years, our strategy was very clear. Integration with the U.S. at every level, diplomatic, political, economic. Now their strategy is, she says, in the next 10 years, we have to do massive diversification away from America. And I would argue that is becoming a mantra that you are hearing almost everywhere. People are saying, as you put it, de-risk from America, diversify away from America. Everyone is going to have to deal with America. The United States is too strong. It's too big a market. It's too dominant a political, military player. But everyone now regards America as a problem to be managed, and they will go about doing their own thing, trying to find new markets, forging new trade deals. The interesting thing is, while Trump is being protectionist and nationalist, other countries are reaching out and doing more free trade with one another, finding ways of cooperating with one another. So for the first time in my lifetime, the United States is no longer setting the agenda for the world. The U.S. is doing its thing, protectionism, nationalism, Other countries have to manage that. The U.S. is too large. But look at what Europe is doing. They signed a free trade deal with Mercosur. They're going to sign a free trade deal, I guarantee you, in 2 or 3 weeks with India.
That's right.
They're going to sign one with Southeast Asia. The Brazilians are searching for ways to expand trade. The Africans are searching for ways to do more trade. Modi has done more reforms in India as a response to Trump's tariffs. So in a strange way, everyone is treating the U.S. like the kind of crazy, parent you have to deal with, but no one is listening. No one is following its lead. And that loss of the agenda-setting power of America, the soft power, is very, very meaningful.
But